grab some yarn because today we are checking off 2 bucket list yarn DIYs I have been wanting to do for forever. Let's get ready to have some fun. My name is Courtney. This is Creative on the Cheap. Let's get crafting. Let's dive into my first bucket list DIY, and that is these corded word arts or even shapes. I see them all over Etsy. I've seen people make them for nurseries, weddings, bridal showers, and I thought, you know what? I've been wanting to try this for forever, so let's dive in to this project. For this first project, I need to make my yarn into cording. So I've got this Kato automatic cording little machine. I just got it on Amazon. I will link it down below. See this hole right here? So that's how you know how to attach it to the table, is that you want the hole like that so that the cording will come through. And then all I need to do is just tighten this to the table. Now that this is attached, we do need to get the yarn threaded through. Now this little thing comes with these, which are weights, and it also comes with a little crochet hook to help you with that. So right now I'm going to get the yarn loaded up into my little iCord machine. So the first thing to load up this little cording machine is I'm going to thread my yarn through this hole. Then with this crochet hook, I'm going to, the opposite end has like a little hole there. As you can see here, are we focused? There is a hole right here, as you can see on the end. So you want to take your yarn, put it through that, and then drop it through the little hole where the cording is going to come out. There's like a little divot right here in this. Drop this down. The next thing I'm going to do is just make sure that all these little hooks are open on these. So just kind of push them down. I just kind of open them up with my little hook thing here. Yep. It doesn't take much to open these up. That one's already open. So now they've got little hook, the hooks are open, so the little latches on them will allow me to be able to do this. All right, now that this is fed through, what we want to do is we're going to turn it. Oh, again, making sure that the flap thing is down. We want the hook on there. Okay, first one. You're actually going to skip the second one, okay? So we don't want to go into the second one. Then we go third, we skip the fourth, then we go back to the first, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, back to the first. Okay, so once you've done a full rotation, we're going to attach our weights to the bottom of this yarn. So to do that, you just squeeze and drop the yarn. This will allow the cording to be pulled through, and essentially you will have to, as the cord goes, you'll have to move these up. Seems to be going well. There we go. And you want to make sure that you have yarn to pull out. You just want to make sure it's nice and loose. Oh, okay, I'm going to move my weights up. And in a second, I'll show you what the cording looks like. Let me just get a little bit more here. Again, making sure the yarn is relaxed. All right, let's take a look at the cording real quick. It looks so good. Okay, to end this, all I'm going to do is just cut my yarn. Let this finish doing its thing. There we go. Now we need to close up this end. Close this off. I'm just going to take my hook and take it through each of these holes right here. Then my tail's not so long. I'm going to hook the little tail that's here and pull it through my holes. So here I have got my 3 cording things. Also some heavy gauge wire. This, as you can tell, is really, really thick wire. And I'm going to try to open this. Maybe if I use scissors, it would just be that. Because, like, who has time for zip ties? Not me. No time for zip ties. All right. So here is the wire. As you can tell, very, very thick, but easy to move, right? Now, the next thing is optional, you can make a template of what you want to do, whether it's a shape or if you're doing somebody's name, words, what have you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by I'm going to push past a little bit to make a tail. And then I'm just going to kind of shape this on here. Once I got it shaped a little bit, then it was time to feed the cording through once I got the heart shape, then I grabbed my cording and I started to feed the wire through it, just being careful not to poke it out aside. You just kind of have to take your time with this. It is a little stretchy, so that kind of helps as well. And I'm just going to feed this all onto this wire. Once the cording was on the wire, what I did is in the divot of the heart there, I just took a piece of the wire. Using my pliers, I kind of folded it around the other piece of wire, trimmed off the extra, and then for the cording, I pulled the two ends down. There was a little bit of a yarn tail, so I just used my crochet hook to loop those together. You could certainly secure it with some hot glue, what have you. And then, because this is a wedding, I thought I was going to string some pearls on there, but then I was like, you know what, let's just hot glue them. So I did that, and these little hearts are going to be placed on some greenery just to add some little pops of white into that display. But I'm so happy with how this turned out. I would love to make one that says create and then put it up in my craft room. So I'm hoping that will be my next attempt at trying this word art. Let me know down below. Have you done wire word art? I would love to know. Let's check off the next bucket list DIY. So for about a year and a half, I have been wanting to do tufting. I've been seeing these classes pop up all around me, advertising a great date night, girls night, where you can go make your own rug, make a mug koozie, and I've always wanted to do that. So when Claw Lab reached out to me, I was so excited because now you can do this at home. Let's check this out. Here's the box it came in. I was able to carry this upstairs, no problem, by myself. Inside, I found a nice 10-pack of yarn, along with the tufting gun and all of its accessories in a box. There was also some backing fabric where it is gray on one side and then it's got the grippers on the other, which is really nice. And the last box has your frame and fabric. Now, while I put this tufting frame together, I did want to share a few of the features about it that I really do like. First of all, it was very easy to put together. It took me about 20 minutes and I followed the enclosed instruction book to put it all together. One thing I like about this is that it is a nail-free design. Some tufting, there's nails involved, which could lead to injury. This one uses no nails. It's also very stable. When it clamps to your tabletop, it holds the frame very, very tight and steady so that your work is nice and clean. You can make quick adjustments to the fabric with just a turn of the knob, so that's a great feature. And it's ideal for various tufting projects, whether they're large or small. The tufting gun came in this neat little case along with lots of little pockets, a place for everything. So everything was very well packaged and it simply was very easy to get this ready to go. Now, as far as setting up the tufting gun, it took me about 5 minutes. It was not very hard. I did have to add a little piece here. It was just simply unscrew this, add the piece, and you're good to go. They give you a little needle to make it easy to thread your yarn, and it's literally just pull the yarn through and you're done. You're ready to set up. Things I love about this is that you can do different speeds on it. So if you want to go slow, slow, you can do 5 stitches per second, but if you want to turn up the fun, you can go up to 20 stitches per second, which is really awesome. And you just turn this knob right here. You can also change the mode where it's just continuous or there's a little bit of a pause. Now, as far as using this gun, here are the tips I have for you that I've figured out. You want to make sure that you go in at a 90-degree angle on your fabric, okay? You want to make sure that it's nice and straight and that you're actually kind of pushing motion forward. Don't tilt it like this and don't tilt it like that. And there is a little bit of a learning curve. It will take you a little bit just to kind of figure out, okay, how much pressure do I need to put? How fast do I need to move? And I also found that going from the bottom to the top is a lot easier. So as far as getting this gun ready to go and use, it was very, very easy. With my tufting gun ready to go and the frame ready to go, all I had to do now was to load in the included fabric. Now, one thing that's nice about this fabric is you start by just putting it on the Velcro, you wind it up, and you feed it through. Again, it gives you all the instructions exactly how to do that. And one thing that's nice about this fabric is it has lines on it. So if you wanted to make a rectangle rug, it would definitely be pretty easy because there's already lines there to help you keep your rug nice and straight. I started just by doing some practice runs. I definitely could tell that there is a little bit of a learning curve, but once I kind of got in the groove, making sure I was at that 90 degrees and I was pushing with that forward pressure, it was coming together. So I decided to do a happy face rug. Now, this is what it actually looks like. This is actually the front. So as you can see, this is what it looks like on the other side. And this is what your rug is going to look like. I did run out of yellow, so I abandoned my happy face and started working on some hearts to do some mug cozies. Once you have tufted your design, the next step is you are going to want to put an adhesive on the back. Now, Claw Lab is working on something for this. You can temporarily use Mod Podge or something like that, but again, Claw Lab is working on something like that. You're going to let your adhesive dry really, really well. What that does is secure those rug fibers on the back side. Then you want to trim it off of your fabric, and once you've done that, then you want to secure it. So I just had a little bit of fabric around about 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, and I folded it under, used hot glue to secure it, and then I put some of that backer fabric on. Then it's just a matter of trimming. Some people use clippers, others use scissors. It's up to you, just to get all those yarn threads nice and even, and then you are ready to go. Right, I wanted to share a quick hack with you too, which ironically, I wasn't able to do it for this, but I have started taking Dollar Tree tablecloths, and when I know I'm gonna have a super messy project like this, I lay that down on the ground and then clean up. All I have to do is pick up the tablecloth and just dump all the stuff in the trash. So just based on this yarn debris, you might want to make sure you have something down because it is a little bit messy. Now, granted, this is a learning curve. It's not always going to be like this, but just wanted to kind of show you this is what my floor looks like. So what are my final thoughts on tufting? It is so fun. It is really, really fun. I know with a little practice that I will get it down. I cannot wait to make some Christmas rugs. I already want to make like an elf hat Christmas rug. I think that would be really fun. If you are interested in trying out tufting for yourself, check down below in the description box. I'll have all the details for you. That will wrap up today's bucket list DIYs. Let me know down below, have you ever tried tufting? Also let me know what is one project that is on your bucket list to get done for fall. Let's get a list going because I might want to make it too. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Here's some more videos you might want to check out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.